Justice for Pauline, number 6, continuing. I'm trying to hurry. I'm just getting used to walking again. And, but on November 19th, they put a notice for me to get me out of my house in 3 days. I'm going to show it to you. It's very, it's not easy to see, but they put a notice out for me to get out of my house in 3 days. Here it is. Okay, hold on just a minute. I'm trying to set this little clock thing here so I'll know when to stop so I don't have to redo this thing. Okay, here we go. The law firm of Johnson Rivenbaugh, PLC, put this on my house, and my dogs walked all over it, so it's all stained. But this says, Johnson and Riverberg, PLC, Texas law firm, November 19, 2013, James Dunn, 3635 Blue Ridge Boulevard, Dallas, Texas, 75233. Notice to vacate. Dear Mr. Dunn, notice to vacate. You are advised that your lease is terminated effective immediately. You have 3 days from the delivery of this letter to vacate the premises. This action is taken because the occupant has no valid lease. Certificate of service. Look at that. Certificate of service. Anyway. And so what they did, and that's Christian K. Johnson. What they did is they told me to get out of my house on November 19th. Do you know what November 19th was? November 19th was my mother's 93rd birthday. I wouldn't leave my home. So they had Judge Thomas Jones's JP Court to tell me to get out over the Christmas holidays. Here is what was served. It says address 3635 Blue Ridge, document Trojan Gold Investment, 1700 Northampton Road, Suite 104, DeSoto, Texas, had bought the house that I was living in. I said, how can that be? People, I am not some bum who has been a burden on society. I started mowing lawns at age 9. At age 16, I earned a scholarship to the University of Texas at Austin. 4 years. I earned the scholarship while mowing lawns and working at McDonald's. I sold cars at John Eagle, and I was never out of the top 3 salesmen in any month, and he always kept 12 salesmen at our dealership. When my parents had a $26,500 lien placed against their home, I taught day school at Skyline. I taught night school at Skyline and Kimball High School. I taught summer school. I was in lower level management at 2 Pesos Mexican restaurant from 11 p.m. till 7 a.m., 5 nights per week. I coached girls soccer at Skyline. I mowed yards, all at the same time. I did this for 3 years. I had that $26,500 paid off in 3 years. Paula Dunn Brown and Reverend Armand Brown paid not 1 penny on that house that these greedy people are trying to kick me out of. People, these greedy people need to be stopped. Help me. I'm going to say just one more thing because this thing is going on much longer than I wanted it to. People, my daddy, C.H. Dunn, who I took care of by myself for 3 years while I had Alzheimer's, put that house up so Reverend Brown and Mrs. Brown could get the school. They put that house up so that Reverend and Mrs. Brown could get the church. Yeah, in other words, they wouldn't have the church or the school if it wasn't for me. Now they want to put me out. People, No legal services attorney is going to take this. I need you to help me out financially. I hate to be down to being a beggar, but I need you to deposit $5, $10, $100, whatever you can. Please help me out. I've not been a bad person at all. I have not been a bad person. And Reverend and Mrs. Brown wouldn't have anything if I hadn't paid my parents' house off. Isn't that ironic? That now they want to kick me out of my house. They want to do to me the same thing they did to my mother. They don't care. All they want to do is get money. Now let me tell you some of the things I have done. People, as I have said, I spent tons of my time and my money to try to make the world a better place. I've been a delegate to both Democratic conventions and the Republican state conventions. In total, I've traveled around to 6 conventions on my own money. I've led a coalition to Washington to try to get parents to attend at least one parent conference for each one of their children. I led the original effort in 1987 to help Texas Stadium be renamed Tom Landry Stadium. That never took off. I led Kimball Estates in opposing the architectural designs of a neighborhood builder. People, these things were in the newspaper. And finally, I spent $3,500 of my own money fighting the Dallas City Council when they wanted to take the police sick leave from 1 year to 6 months. I personally credit my efforts of keeping police at 1 year leave. People, I'm just getting out of a wheelchair. I get $721 per month from Social Security, and as a man who has worked multiple jobs all his life, I can't wait to get back to work. Please help me. I need at least $5,000 by Friday the 17th of January. And I want somebody to call me. I want everybody who listens to Justice for Pauline to call me. I want you to call me at 214-900-5833. If you listen to this, give me a call. I also need you to give me, can you contribute $5, $10? Somebody can contribute $1,000. I had to sell my car to try to stay in my home. Now getting around is not easy, especially for a man who's just getting out of a wheelchair. If anybody has an old car out there that's tagged unexpected, help me. I need you to help me, people. You can come by the house. I live at 3635 Blue Ridge, Dallas, Texas, 75233. Call me. Everybody who listens to this, call me. Young folks, especially those young people who are in my classroom and who go to Hampton Road Academy and things, set up a web page for this. Make sure that everybody on your Facebook page knows what's happening. Make sure that every one of your Facebook friends knows exactly what's happening. You can help me. I can stay in my home. I can't afford a lawyer, and those free lawyer services are not going to help me. Please help me. Thank you. Call me. Call me immediately when you see this. Thank you. James Dunn, 214-900-5833.